All right. Good to go.
Okay, so the essay I wrote was "Go Big or Go Home." That was a phrase that Louis Drake-Belbis, who built the sign, it was one of his famous sayings, I guess. Go big or go home. And he'd always go big. He had the biggest music store. He had lots of biggest things in Butte. And one night laying in bed, I guess he wanted the biggest sign, neon sign in the world on top of his Newbro Drug building, which, I don't know if, there it is. That's what it looks like today. Scary.
It's a beautiful building. Architecturally, it's,
Man,
I mean, if you get up close to it.
So he owned this building. I guess it made drugs for, I guess.
It was a distributor.
Distributor of drugs. So that's a good thing. Keep people healthy. You know? And he had a vision of building a sign on top of it. See, because he loved Butte so much, he wanted some way to show off his city and also his business to make a little more money. And he, to make his vision a reality for $23,000, which is about $500,000 today, he asked the Electric Products Corporation of Anaconda to build him a neon sign. I don't know if it was his idea to shape it the way it was or have it be neon or what, but for that paltry sum, this Anaconda company built the sign of all signs. That's it, coming down. Let's see if we can find it. And there she be. January 1st, 1932, they put it up, turned it on, and Butte was red that night.
Was it truly the biggest neon sign?
Second.
Second.
Yeah. She mentioned that sign in Portland.
Okay.
Is it still up today?
Yes.
It's still up today?
Second largest neon sign or second largest, like?
Second largest neon sign.
Okay.
Which probably was the second largest sign. I don't know. Looks like it. And so he built, like I said, I don't know who had the dimensions, who shaped it like a pool rack, and decided to put it on its point and not its flats. Because that had to be something in itself just to put it up like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It was 61 feet wide, 110 feet tall. The letters were, where are they? Where's that picture of them letters?
Oh, no, go back. There you go.
There's one right there. The letters are about 12 feet tall. I love that picture. It's the first time I'm seeing that picture. Don't mind me as I freak out.
Yeah, we just found that and popped it in.
Yeah, that's neat. It weighed 30 tons.
Wow.
60,000 pounds, if I remember right. I went to Sherman, so you never know. It could have been heavier up there in Walkerville.
Not as much oxygen up there, huh?
Yeah. And we played in the Alice Pit. Planes could see it for 70 miles by plane. And they were guided into our valley by it back then. And not a plane wrecked while it was erected.
Hmm.
It cost $1,000 a month to keep it lit, which is $10,000 a month now. And then on February 27th of '54, one of them Butte storms hit. And it come crashing down like Humpty Dumpty into the next building. And yeah, that's a sad sight. And yeah, I'm not sure what they did with it after it came crashing down, if they just did what they did with the big old elk that they had uptown and melted it down. But my dad had a game room in there in the 70s and let us ride this big slide that's in there. It's a circular slide that goes from the top of the building all the way down, and it was really fun. And nobody ever told me about the sign then. And I didn't find out till the sign probably till Facebook era when a picture came up and I said, what the? What is that? Because the Newbro Drug building kind of had a place in my heart because of my dad having a game room right down there.
Who was your dad?
Shawn Hoskins was my dad.
Oh, Sonny, your dad?
Yeah.
I know him.
He liked to teach Butte children how to play foosball and then take them out of town and win all the tournaments. I still have a foosball table in my house today for anyone who would like to play. What else? Yeah, the windstorm was horrible. It knocked it down. I think probably a quarter of a century of winters and summers and stuff probably made it a little weak up there, especially the way it was put up. But I'm not sure what they did with it. Tried to find out something, but I didn't. But we have some folks here that have seen it in real life. So
Saw it upside down too.
you saw it upside down too, huh? Why don't you tell us about it?
Why don't
What
you
it was like to...
show that picture of the little boys?
Yeah, the little boy.
Oh, I think you need to go the other way.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Okay, that's me right in the middle. That's my brother on the left. Over there you can see the sign.
Yeah.
I thought it'd come out better. I have a better picture, I'll find it for you, but I was rushed today.
Here,
That-
use the laser.
What's that? Oh,
There you go.
There's the sign.
yeah.
Right
And
there.
that head frame is all gone, that's the green copper. And that's on,
What's the address of the house?
it's on the 1100 block on Short Street, which looks like an alley. That mine dump is a green copper. It's on Atlantic Street. And you can see the far left over there, you can see a little building was on the mine dump, but the other head frame right there above it. No, that, right
Right
there.
there.
Yeah, that was preferential. And that is on the corner of Atlantic and 2nd, directly north of Copper Vehicle Park, right by the food bank.
Right.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
So they've taken those all out now. The house is still there. That is, little girl is Kay Clappin. She's what, 81 now.
Wow.
Her brother owned Clappin's Corner. And that was their family home way back then. And that's probably about 46 or 7, somewhere on in there.
Doing some sidewalk sweeping,
We
Marie?
were.
You only look like you're about maybe 4 there. So
No,
that's-
maybe it's, yeah, maybe it's 45, I
I
don't
would
know.
say 44, 45. You're young
But-
in there.
My brother and she, they're both a year older.
We got another picture of it. Where's that Clydesdale picture?
You went right over. It was right.
Did I?
Yeah.
You had another one there, I think it's photo.
There.
Oh yeah, there's the Clydesdales going down Utah Street.
With
Was
the
that the beer
Budweiser.
truck?
With the
Budweiser,
Budweiser.
yeah.
See, there's the
There's the sign.
Anheuser-Busch.
Ha 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 ha!
Right there.
Yeah,
Awesome.
if you go back one, you got another big
That's a
picture
really
of
good
it.
sign.
Another one besides that. No, it's a street picture. It's the one that you've got that you just passed around.
I
8
don't
by
think
10.
it's up here.
There,
Oh,
what?
there it is, yeah.
Okay, that's gotta be Photoshop.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is, okay.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
The cards are way
that's
north.
by Lisa, this Lisa Wareham?
Lisa Wareham.
Yeah, she does all these cool things to make us see what Butte might look like, or
Probably pretty close to what it
she
looks
did
like.
it to the Blue Range. She's
But
done one for the Hamilton Walk
Yeah.
for Gertie's Babies.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So she'll take our photos and then superimpose them onto the modern landscape and then.
I wish the sign wouldn't have got cut off.
That might have been just the.
It could have been me, Tim, or you.
It wasn't me.
One of us did it.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. So, anybody else tell us about the sign growing up or when it went down or?
Well, you know, too, when I went down, landed on that building on the right.
Over here?
with
Over
the-
here?
Yeah, with the big end down, the
Yeah.
flat end down, and the pointy end right there, you get cut off again. But the point was still way above the building, and that's 4 stories if you count them there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That gives you an idea how big it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
The people next door did sue. They did win.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did win some money. Said, sorry neighbor, didn't mean for my sign to land on your roof. It's pretty hard to sue Mother Nature too, you know.
Yeah.
Like, Mother Nature did it, it wasn't me.
You said they put it up on January 1st?
Well, they put it up beforehand, it lit up.
Oh, lit
January
up on
1st,
January
yeah,
1st,
so
okay.
Probably lit it.
they probably started putting it up in the summer.
Okay. Was there any significance to that? Just,
No, just, you know, Butte, it's party.
The beginning of the year.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see, how can we make this party even more party? Let's put that side up, light it up that day.
It's
Surprised
always been a little bit extra.
yeah, I'm surprised they didn't wait till St. Patty's Day and made it green.
How did they stabilize that?
Boy, moorings they were called, moorings?
Yeah.
And it
I
had cables,
thought- I
had
was-
cables on it too.
Cables
You
and
can't see.
moorings and a friend of mine I was talking to not too long ago said he roofed that building not too long ago and he said he's seen remnants of moorings
Okay.
and I said, I want to go up there and see too. Yeah, I want to go on that roof.
Who owns it now, do you know?
I think S.J. Perry does.
Oh, they do, yeah, they got all their
Yeah.
stuff in there, that's right.
Well, hopefully one day I'll do a rock video on the roof. That's a vision.
You just go down and ask them, tell you.
Oh, I will.
Tell me you're doing research.
I need a little clout though before, you know. It's kind of like I want to play football on the Butte High field. One day I will. I'll have enough money to play a flag football game on that field. Right now, I can't get her.
So how did they get the sign up way back then?
Yeah.
I mean,
think
now
they-
they have stuff that
I think
can
they
put up
built
there,
it on
they
site.
didn't have that.
They built it. He thinks they built it on site.
Oh.
Oh, okay, that
Because
makes
you
sense.
don't have a crane big enough to lift that.
Yeah, how
That's
you
a
ever
great
just
question.
built it up.
Right there, yeah.
That's a great question.
Makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah, you see the wires and stuff here.
No, I think those are scratches in the photo.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that one goes nowhere.
Yeah. Those are scratches in the photo.
Those are
Our
wires.
negatives that
Yeah.
the Smithers negatives are heavily damaged, and so that white smudge over there is damaged, and the scratches in the negative. But you can kind of see back. It's got some like a
Didn't you-
structure, like
Didn't
you
you
would
tell
for
me
a school
that
sign.
when it blew down that you were coming home from Helena or something and come around the corner and didn't see the light and was
No, I was,
shocked or?
well, I was still living down the street there, but that was my uncle.
Oh,
And he was coming in, he was actually coming in on an airplane.
oh,
And he was a lifetimer in the Marines. And he's telling everybody in the old DC-3, wait till we get to Butte, you'll see this beautiful sign, and you can see it for miles. And he said he gets to where you can see it, and there's no, he didn't know it blew over.
yeah.
He was just coming back to visit my mother, his sister,
Wow.
and his uncles lived here. And he didn't know what the hell happened. And he bragged it up so much. No more
Wait till you
sign.
see this sign.
Yeah,
Wow.
but if you come from Whitehall, you had to come over Harding Way,
Right.
no interstate.
Right.
Well, when you finally got around that one curve, the very first thing you saw,
Was
it
red.
just lit up like.
And it was red, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Was it brighter than the Finland sign? Do
Oh,
you
way
remember?
brighter.
Was it?
Yeah.
It lit up the night pretty good, huh?
It was really bright.
I have to look up the
It's just so
Finland
big.
measurements.
Yeah, the Finland stands out too, but Not like that, dude.
Yeah, see how it compares.
Yeah, the Finland, like, I guess because I'm so used to it, doesn't make me go like that, you know.
Mhm.
But if I seen that sign, it would make me go like that, I'm sure.
Yep.
Do you know when Newbro Drug closed?
I don't know.
What's that?
Newbro Drug closed. Any idea? I know it was before the 70s. My dad was in there in the 70s.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
60s.
I applied for a job there in the 60s, so they were still Newbro Drug.
So probably late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I think S.J. Perry moved in I want to say 70s or 80s.
Maybe. Yeah.
And
My
I
dad
know
was there in the 70s.
They've been around for a long time.
Perry's has, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, hopefully one day you want to.
Why do you think they didn't rebuild it and make it more stable so it wouldn't fall again?
Probably because I don't know that
Well, 1950.
codes are starting to come up, and you didn't have signs that bright to keep people up at night.
Well, in
I don't know.
1954, Butte's future was kind of
Yeah.
unstable. They were starting to close down the underground mining, and they were
Thinking about it.
thinking about. I think they opened the pit in 1955. So maybe they thought, well, we don't know, it might be too expensive to do that. Or they might have thought, that's too old-fashioned. Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah.
Also, wasn't there, one of the other slides, wasn't there a bit of information that when the sign came down, it damaged the building too? Part of the building.
It might have.
Lift it up that weight.
Yeah, it damaged the building next to it. I don't think you get damaged that way. That baby's just cement at its finest. I mean, 30 tons on the roof for year after year after year. It's just amazing, amazing.
Well, and those warehouse buildings were, because they were warehouses, they are much more structurally sound.
Yeah.
You have to build them like you build a library. People don't take that into
I
account
wonder
with
if
libraries either.
I wonder if they had like mathematicians that were, weighing, okay, 30 tons on this roof will be, we'll be okay, Mr. Jobis, it should be all right. If they, even took that into thought, or they just went, put it up there.
Must have structural engineers.
Yeah. I'm sure.
1932?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
A lot of people died during the building of some of the bridges in New York. Have you guys ever seen those PBS documentaries?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even in the late 1800s, early 1900s, they had engineers and so on, but their calculations weren't always correct.
and then one guy's calculation was, let's put a net underneath and save people's lives. And then the workers would be more confident because they know they're not going to die if they fall. That was in the Golden Gate, I think, when they invented the net. But any more questions on this big sign? I'll try to answer, or my friend here might answer, because he grew up with it every day looking at it. That must have been a trip.
Do you guys know if anything...
What time did it come on? Or did it stay on 24 hours a day? Or
No, I don't think it ran in the daytime. I'm not sure, though.
Oh.
I don't think so.
kind of like the arc lights didn't come on?
Yeah. It might have been on some kind of a timer or
Yeah.
something.
Some guy just flipped the switch every night and then flipped it
Okay.
off in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question. Did any neighbors ever complain about the sign, even when it was just not falling on their building, but just from the light, like maybe shining?
Never heard a complaint about
Never.
No.
Yeah, when it's every day, you probably don't complain about
it.
it.
South of that, you're still in the warehouse district.
Right.
Ah.
And north of it, there's nothing till the Silverbow Homes.
Right, it was a cabbage patch.
The cabbage patch
Yeah.
up there.
What year was the Silverbow Homes built?
That was in the 40s, I think.
40.
Late 40s, yeah.
I think it's just after the war, maybe 46.
Mm-hmm.
I think before that.
Or was it before the
In
war?
late
I was
30s.
thinking it was either like 39 or 46. Maybe it was 39. You might be right, Wayne.
So that baby lit up the Silverbow Homes probably pretty good at night.
No doubt.
Yeah. And then it come down in February, and who knows where it went. It had like a half mile of neon tubing.
After I felt that anybody ever tried to copy it and put it the points the right way up.
Did anyone try to copy it?
Yes.
Not yet. You never know, one day. I don't think they'll copy it though. It won't pass code.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Nowadays it.
Just see if it ended up in the neon graveyard in Las Vegas.
Well, wasn't for Butte, there'd be no Las Vegas. We all know that.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true.
There's a museum of neon art in Los Angeles too. Maybe there are pieces of it there. You
Is
never
there?
know.
I see someone that has the Met Tavern sign now, and the It Club. They just got. Yeah. And they're saying.
And
He's putting them in his yard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
And his wife's going crazy. What are you doing? Honey, don't worry about it. It's gonna look cool. I was watching that Collector's Call show, and the dude had the Bugs Bunny stuff, and the wife was always on him pretty much throughout the collector's life, and then the expert said how much it was worth, and she almost died. Said, well, maybe you were right, honey. So that's a Newbro Drug sign, and it was my very first essay I ever wrote in my life. I never wrote one in school. Had no idea what one was about or nothing. I just went for it, and then after I was done, I YouTubed how to write an essay. I was blown away at how close I was with the 5 parts of an essay. I was just like, I had 4 or 5.
You got 4 out of 5?
On accident, because I didn't know what I was doing. I just wrote out of love, because I love this city so much that it's crazy.
Do you have your essay that we could read it?
I do. We could run copies off for you.
Did you want to read it?
Did I want to read it?
Do you want to read it to
How long
us?
is it?
It's that. It's the year was 1932 in Butte, America. Old Louis was a wealthy entrepreneur who loved the city that gave him so much, sometimes buying and refurbishing city blocks at a time. Louis was the owner of Newbro Drug. He also owned a music store that was known as the best store in the West. Out of his love for Butte and his love of money, Louis wanted to advertise his company in his city, and he wanted it to be big. With that in mind, he envisioned a neon sign bigger than any ever made, and he will have it set on the roof of his 5-story drug company for the world to see. To make his vision a reality, for the paltry sum of $23,000, he commissioned Anaconda Company Electric Products Corporation of Montana. They were given the astronomical task of building the sign of all signs. Installed in late 31, lit up New Year's Day in 32, this gargantuan red neon sign read Newbro Drug Co., with each letter reaching 12 feet tall. The triangular behemoth sat on top of the 5-story Newbro Drug Company building located on Arizona Street, with dimensions that seem unbelievable. 110 feet tall, 61 feet wide, 130 tons, 60,000 pounds. The sign was only 38 feet shorter than the 5-story building itself, being the second largest neon sign in the West. Louis' red behemoth sign reeked the Butte motto, "Go big or go home." Could be seen for many miles. With the red glow being seen, it's been documented as far as Helena. It also served an unforeseen purpose. It was used as an airplane beacon to guide pilots safely into Butte, and could be seen 40 to 70 miles from the air. The triangular giant was set atop Newbro Drug Building, locked down, not on its sides, but on its apex. And incredibly, this neon red glowing giant sign had a half-mile of neon tubing. To keep it lit, it cost $1,000 a month. And for a quarter of a century, this giant sign lit up the richest hill on earth. Then on February 27th, 1957, or 54, like Humpty Dumpty, the beloved behemoth Newbro Drug sign came crashing down during the windstorms of all windstorms. with sustained winds of 80 miles an hour, gusts well over 100, rooftops were blowing off, with debris and anything else that was loose flying everywhere. The city looked like a war zone, and missing was its red hue. After the wind died, calm returned. Luckily, this war zone saw no casualties. But up on Arizona Street, the morning had just begun, not for a person, but for Butte's beloved giant neon red triangle. During the epic storm, the sign had its moorings, which kept the sign upright. They all broke. The giant 30-ton triangle-shaped sign came crashing down, landing on and heavily damaging neighboring buildings. The windstorm took no prisoners, absolutely destroying this sign, leaving it broken, beaten, battered, and unrepairable. Its future to be bleak. The giant neon triangle was to be destroyed, disposed of, and eventually forgotten. The building still stands today, its roof strong, and empty, and bare. The ground floor is the only floor being used today, with the other floors empty. There are windows broken throughout the very big, scary gray building, which, by the way, still has a 5-story circular slide inside, just waiting for the kids to return. 2 lawsuits were filed, and won. As for the sign itself, who knows where its final resting place was. It would have been nice if someone would have saved it and repaired it like we did with the iconic M&M sign. The great Newbro Drug sign, a unique piece of Butte history, a forgotten 30-ton piece of Butte history. I'm sure it had to be seen to be believed. And if it can be lit up today, I can hear it saying, wow, ain't she a Butte? And really, really red. Hopefully we'll see something for the next essay. And come back and rock out with you again.
Thank you very much, Shawn. We appreciate it.
Kids, do they have a history of